Hey, Lord Toxic, we're live. Now, unfortunately,
Except that we aren't.
I don't have a Daredevil T-shirt, but I got from Walmart. Hey, $7 for a Punisher T-shirt at Walmart. I'm not bitching, right?
Cool. Cool, yeah, that
Now,
ain't bad.
okay, listen. We are watching. Well, we're talking about Daredevil: Born Again, which just aired this morning. But we both work jobs. We're sometimes busy. We're going to cover episodes one, episode two. And for anybody watching, some people don't give a shit about Disney Plus or MCU. Some people quit on it, but we do. We're still objectively, I think, pretty balanced. But we have to put this in because spoilers. Since we're covering the episodes of the show, you're going to see spoilers. You kind of can't avoid it talking about the show because we're showing stills. Overall, yes. Now, before we get into it, Daredevil Born Again, that's called Born Again. The title is based off of the 1986 comic run by legendary artist and director, whatever you want to call him, writer Frank Miller.
Yep.
More of Daredevil season 3 on Netflix. It didn't follow Born Again, like beat for beat, but took different things out, like Matt getting injured, Matt quitting being Daredevil, him going through the whole. His mother was actually a nun, but and also like the Daredevil, for the most part, a lot of people tend to forget that comic books are targeted towards kids, but Daredevil is pretty dark. I mean, in the comics, Karen was like, doing heroin. She became a prostitute. Like there
Yeah.
was some horrible shit in that comic book run. This being called Daredevil, sorry.
When I was a kid and I was into comic books, 12, 13, junior high school, and early high school before we got into sports, Daredevil was the first comic that I read that was any kind of really dark. I mean, I'd read X-Men stuff where Wolverine had offed a few people, but it was
Yeah.
always like, but Daredevil was the first really like they had, and I was in getting into that right around the same time that they had the big Bullseye versus Elektra
Hmm.
thing, which people who have seen the horrible Ben Affleck movie, which cheesy as it may be, it does have a special place in my heart.
Same. I don't know why. I don't hate it as much as some people. There's something
No,
something
it's
cheesy. I don't know. Yeah.
yeah,
I don't hate
it's
that
not
movie.
it's not it's certainly not hateable, but I mean, we have to be honest, the level at which Netflix has brought Daredevil
Oh yeah.
really raised the bar. So it's kind of hard to look at that early 2000s cheese fest that was Jennifer Garner, Ben Affleck. That being said, the fight between Bullseye is the most iconic character in antagonist in the Daredevil universe. He's basically Bizarro World Daredevil. He has
Mm,
a thing in his brain that allows him to turn any inanimate object into a deadly weapon. Anything
yeah.
is a weapon in his hands. He's a former soldier. His backstory's been retconned a little bit, but
Yeah.
basically a former soldier, and he becomes an assassin. He's suffered a bunch of trauma. On the show, they make him a former soldier, but also a former cop, and kind of gets brought under the tutelage of the Kingpin. But yeah, the movie version really does have a bunch of the scenes with Bullseye against Elektra, which is
Yeah.
Daredevil's on again, off again assassin girlfriend. Was pretty on. It was pretty on brand. So that being said, again, you already put up the spoilers thing, right?
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean,
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah, we have
So,
to.
I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, they call this Daredevil Born Again, but really it's just Daredevil season 4.
I'm
You
so
know,
glad
they
you said that. I was gonna say this
yeah,
is Daredevil season 4, even though it's called Born
it's
Again.
I mean, I get why they said Born Again. It's on a new network and things like
Yeah,
that. And that's fine. It's been done before to varying degrees of success. As famously Buffy the Vampire Slayer moved from the WB to the UPN, and it did fine.
yeah,
And there's some shows that they excel. I mean, obviously Disney owns the MCU, so that's where it's going to go. There was some scuttlebutt about, well, are they going to water down this dark series with this dark subject
yeah.
matter? I think you'll have to decide for yourself.
Mm,
But going off of the things that we talk about during this
nice slice too.
interview that we're doing now, I think you may or may not. I don't know where you'll come out on it. I don't feel that it is any significantly less darker on
Mm,
the Disney, at least with these first 2 episodes that they've released already, than
yeah.
Daredevil the Netflix series was. That's
Well,
where I
the one thing I have to say is that okay, so anybody knows, it's there's been kind of a weird history with this because basically it was first reported that it was going to be 18 episodes. They shaved it down to 9. Then, of course, after the massive success of She-Hulk, we seen last time Daredevil and She-Hulk. This was supposed to be a comedy. Now, after seeing everything Disney Plus has done bombing, they're like, you know what then? And also Foggy and Karen were not initially into this. This was supposed to be a brand new, nothing to do with the Netflix series. They want to make it Born Again, a brand new like iteration. And after seeing how the fans and the ratings of She-Hulk fucking tanked, like, you know what? Maybe we need to fire some people and bring some new people in. This has gone through the past 6 months, a shit ton of reshoots. And yeah, going from 18 to 9 episodes, they shaved half the episodes. So as you were saying, people were, kind of worried because why wouldn't they be for? We want to see season 4. So now, after seeing these first 2 episodes, this is season 4, but it wasn't initially planned that way. But if for maybe Disney and Marvel are kind of course correcting, like, hey guys, how many more fucking box office bombs, Captain America 4, do we have to keep making for like, you guys are losing fucking fans, you're losing viewers. Another what hundreds of thousands of Disney Plus subscribers. Like quit the last 2 months. Like you guys are bleeding subs, you're bleeding fucking viewers, you're bleeding money. So I'm hoping that this is a course correction. We'll see.
I feel like it is. I mean, again, just 2 episodes out of the. Would you say it's going to be 8 episodes?
Total it's 9.
Oh, total 9. Okay.
Yeah.
Just those, 2 out. I'm doing actually a video later about where I'm at and how disappointed I have been with my shows that have returned. Besides Daredevil, the shows I've been waiting on has been Yellow Jackets, 1923, and of course Reacher, which you and I do discuss on. And
Yeah.
obviously, we know where I came out at on the last episode. So that being said, I think 2 episodes is a little early to give any kind of weight to it. I will say this though.
Mm,
Usually when something starts to step on its dick, so to speak,
mm,
it usually does it pretty quickly. So I think a lot of the flaws that people started to see with, like, say, for example, like Reacher season 2, they
mm.
started to see it. So there's that. Now this isn't season 2. This is, again, like we talked about, this is technically season 4, and
Yeah.
it's trying to do a lot of housekeeping in the
Mm.
way that it's trying to get
We'll get into that.
all
Yeah.
yeah, all of the connected tissue that is these various Disney TV shows, Hawkeye, Echo, maybe even She-Hulk, although I'd be hard pressed to know what the reference, maybe there is a reference in there, I don't know.
Hopefully not,
The
because
Defenders and then the other Netflix shows
mm,
added to that the expanded MCU universe a lot, up to and including, but not limited to, the Spider Home, the Spider-Man No Way Home, where obviously Matt Murdock made a cameo in
yeah.
2021. So that it's got a lot of connected tissue. I don't feel that it I don't feel it dropped the ball really with that. Now, obviously, I did not run out and go watch a bunch of shows for homework. I am familiar with the comic versions and I am familiar with the Netflix shows. A few of these things I
That's
have watched. For example, I
yeah.
did watch Hawkeye, so I'm familiar with that. I did not
Yeah.
watch Echo or She-Hulk. I think maybe you did.
Uh,
You did for the drinker, maybe, or something. I don't know.
yeah, well, She-Hulk, I mean, my own solo reviews, which I cannot watch that show sober. I mean, actually, right now I am sober for once, but certain shows I have to mandatory be drunk. Because She-Hulk, no human on earth should watch that show sober. Like,
Sure.
mm,
So there's a lot of that, and there's a lot of Easter eggs in these first couple of episodes.
yeah,
It's very plot dense, but I don't think that they do a bad job with it. In fact, I will go out on a limb and say they did a pretty good job with it. I'm hoping that the
okay,
next 7 or 8 episodes, whatever it is, are not constantly, check other product references in there. I'm
yes,
hoping that that does not happen and they just kind of focus on this show. But I mean, again, a lot of this has to do with a lot of the things that, it's hard to say that because a lot of the people are like, I want to know more about the other defenders from the other 3 Netflix shows, or excuse me, 4. I want to know about the Punisher. I want to know
yeah,
about that stuff. And I think we're going to get a pretty good answer to that. I think it was smart to bring in Bullseye right off the rip and make that their opening thing. I think it
mm.
was smart to do you want a spoiler real quick? Throw the spoiler thing up again.
Oh yeah. Plus, we'll see it once you start the stills. But yeah, I mean,
Uh I
spoilers.
think it was smart to kill off a main character in
Mm,
the opening 10 minutes because he was a main character, but he wasn't anybody of
Yeah.
real significance. And I will tell you this, in the comic book, he gets killed like 7 times. So, and there's even some scuttlebutt and rumors saying that he's even going to come back, that he's not really dead and he's in hiding. So that doesn't really mesh with me. I don't think that's true, but who knows?
But also it's comic book world. So
Yeah,
before we start the stills, you mentioned Bullseye. Like it's funny because some people I thought but all three seasons to me are fantastic. Number one, some people feel like Daredevil on Netflix is considered like Netflix best show they've ever made. Definitely I mean probably one of the best comic book shows ever made. Season two introduced John Barenthal's Punisher, which I fucking love. Season three, a lot of people gave it flack, but again, like I watched season three again recently and just said Bullseye, Poindexter. I'm not sure. I said I know a lot of comics, but again, every time I read 10 comics, some guy out there reads 1,000 comics. So the
sure.
next guy I know, some guy knows more. For me, for my money, the Kingpin, the way Kingpin was manipulating him to becoming Bullseye, I thought was fucking fantastic. I'm
Yeah,
like,
no, it was
I don't
good.
know where
I
people,
don't have any. It's not
yeah,
comic accurate, but it's not a
yeah,
bad. It's not a bad way. And I will say this: I do have. It's a different take on the character. Like
okay,
the
yeah,
character, like Kingpin doesn't even like having Bullseye around. In the he's basically, he sees him as kind of a clown, like a one trick pony, and just uses him for what jobs he needs to use him for, and that's it. I find in the comic book version of Bullseye, he's extremely deadly, but he's also extremely unhinged. And there's lots of different iterations where, and they did touch on this in season 3, where he puts on the Daredevil costume and tries to get Matt in trouble because their powers are
yeah,
so, or abilities rather, not powers, I guess.
yeah.
Their abilities are so similar, their
Mhm.
fighting styles are so similar,
And that's
and
what,
they're
yeah.
basically flip sides of the same coin.
That's what about season three. Like Bullseye, you felt Bullseye was a real fucking threat to Matt. Like
Yeah,
and Matt and Matt, he has to wear Daredevil costumes for at the end of season one because he's taking so much damage. And Matt, he's still a blind guy at the end of the day, he takes damage and he gets hurt. But man, Bullseye, it's like you said, they're like great. I mean, like technically Matt, I think, is a better hand-to-hand combat fighter. But like you said, I think with Bullseye is that like this guy can take a fucking paper clip and murder you with a paper clip. Like
right.
anything is a weapon to this guy. It's disturbing and at least in season three, they showed like how this guy could take a pencil and like just bullseye anything. It's awesome.
Yeah. No, I've always liked him. He's definitely one of my favorite antagonists in the Marvel universe, not cinematic universe, but in the actual comics. He's one of my favorites. I like everything that they do with him. He's very unhinged in the comic. He's almost like he's kind of like an evil version of Deadpool in the comic. Like he's
Okay.
kind of goofy and he's always kind of joking around doing what like people will, when he dress up as Daredevil, people are like, "Hey, Daredevil, oh, I love you so much." And he's eating an apple and then throws the apple and breaks somebody's nose with the apple.
Yeah, really.
He does like unhinged stuff like that all the time. Like the whole fight he has with Elektra, which is one of the highest selling comic books of all time, the quote unquote death of Elektra, was so epic because he just toyed with her so much. As good of a ninja as she was and things like that, like she didn't realize what it was that she was up against because she had
Yeah.
never fought him before. Daredevil's only advantage is that he knows what Poindexter, Bullseye can do. So
Yeah.
he knows how to defend against it. But if you don't know that this guy can just like pick up a random anything and just throw it at you and not only hurt you, but maybe even kill you, it
Mm.
becomes a situation where, and then there's later stuff where, after he's been dropped from the roof, which spoilers, they're going to give him adamantium skeleton, which makes him even, deadlier. So whether or not they'll follow that
Yeah.
storyline from the comics into the show, I don't know. But I mean,
Also, yeah.
they're gonna do something with him in order
Yeah.
to
Well, 'cause I mean,
bring him back.
we're kind of watching season four, but end of season three, his back was all fucked up and he needed surgery, but you can tell he wasn't dead, and they were putting some
Yeah,
kind of like titanium spine or some shit into him to make him
yeah,
that much more stronger. So obviously, this is season four. There, Bullseye's not dead at the end of season three.
yeah. No,
Um,
he comes out swinging, takes
okay.
out Foggy, and pulls what's called a come on, where he pulls Daredevil into another direction to pull him away from the targets, and then they're out celebrating, drinking, having fun with a cop who we've never seen before,
Uh,
and name
oh,
Cherry. I want to say it. Did they
yeah.
call him Cherry or Jerry?
It's Cherry. Well, before we get
They
to
call him
Cherry,
Cherry. He's a
yeah.
retired detective. They're all having a big party for him. Matt
Mm,
and uh, what's her name? Karen are flirting around.
yeah.
Foggy's trying to get laid. He gets a call from a client. The
Oh,
client thinks,
real quick, you
yeah,
see the stills right here?
no, I don't. They're not up, bud.
You don't see them?
Nope.
That's
They're
good.
all it
Huh.
is says Marvel Television.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay. That's why I was starting with the stills. So make sure you're seeing it. StreamYard's been kind of funny, but yeah, yeah.
That's
All
okay.
right. So yeah, so opening is a little bit different. Marvel Television, and I did
Yeah,
like. I'm not sure if you did the way the box opens up like this slowly. I thought it was pretty cool,
yeah,
and
yeah.
just
Good
and like
visuals.
they do a really good job of showcasing New York City, and like you said, okay, was 51, and you
Well,
can
do they
narrate
do a
as
good job of showcasing? I've never seen New York City. Is this what New York looks like?
oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, and that's been one good thing with the Netflix shows. They do a really good job of showcasing like how disgusting, gritty, and awesome, massive New York City is. New York City is not a good place to live, even in well, I can't see any generation. We're in 2025 or 1985, or it's a fucking shithole.
Oh wow.
But yeah, so I'll let you keep narrating.
Well,
And oh yeah,
so yeah,
Nelson
we
Brackage.
start off there. I imagine they're in Hell's Kitchen. They seem to
Yes.
be doing good with their little, they make references to, you guys have all worked for corporate at some point, but now you're doing your storefront thing. Saying a storefront business basically is like you don't belong to anything corporate. You're a privately owned business, and people could like walk by and see. That's kind of what I have over here, where I actually work in a law office building myself, so like people could like walk by and conceivably walk
Mm,
up my stairs and say, hey Lord Toxic, that's not what I call myself in real life, but hey Lord Toxic, I have a problem, yada yada. Karen
yeah.
and Matt are vibing. They've have
Mm.
an on again off again thing. She's wanting to get some double D from the double
She
Daredevil,
does do it.
and he's kind of blowing her off, which
No.
is what you should do. And we don't really know, because we've got a couple different storylines. We got Cherry and his partners giving him shit
Why
about,
the hell you quitting?
yeah, quitting, although retiring is not really quitting, but
Yeah.
whatever. And then Foggy's trying his best to throw some game at this chick who'll become
Mm,
important
mm.
later.
I do want to mention
And
that this is to anybody doubting this is season 4 because he mentioned Hogarth, which is
yes, little Easter
season
egg there.
2, also from Jessica Jones, which is
Jessica
Carrie Ann
Jones.
Moss. Yeah,
Yep.
so
Jessica Jones is the house detective for Hogarth, Chow,
yeah, so
and
in case
Fenwick.
people were curious, like, is this season 4? No, it is. This is canon. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I think they do a pretty good job of having this stuff become canon. I think
mm,
everybody, well, except for Karen. Karen doesn't seem to have aged very much, but everybody else
no,
looks like they've got some years on them.
he definitely slimmed down too.
Yeah, there's a side reference to White Tiger,
Figure,
which is going to be important later.
yeah,
People are watching it. They have a big toast to the guy Cherry, which is
yeah,
also in and of itself another Easter egg. It's not only a good Irish toast, hopefully you're in heaven, 30 minutes before the devil knows you're dead,
yeah.
but it's also, an inside
Free
joke.
drinks.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's yeah. Boy, I bet you wish you were at that bar, huh?
Oh, goddamn
It's
right.
also an inside reference to, Daredevil itself.
Mm,
So I'm watching this and I'm wondering, like, why are we being shown this guy? Like, who is this? Like, why is this
yeah.
important? But of
One thing
course,
I will say that it's a small little note, but I did like they were saying like the cops and vigilantes, like we get sued, they get cheered, and it's something that cops must go through. Like cops, they do all the beat work, man. Even in the world of superheroes, superheroes get praised and shit. We all praise Daredevil and the Punisher, and the fucking cops got no powers. They're just everyday idiots, man. Everyone shits on the NYPD. Like we're out here fucking busting our asses, guys. Like, but yeah,
so
and like you
they,
said,
they're doing the old cop retirement thing. I'm not 100% convinced that all of these lawyers would be hanging out with cops. I've never known it to be that way, but it is what it is for the
superhero
narration
world.
of the story. Hey, whatever, you know, Foggy is not doing well with his game. He's basically pulling a blue collar,
Yeah, yeah, you're
and
right,
we
Karen.
get an interesting scene here that was done more in the movie Ben Affleck version than it
Mm,
has been done thus far in the show. And what I mean is, so obviously Daredevil has the hypersonic hearing that
yes.
he can do. He uh disengages from that. Oh wow, did you do that? How did you do that?
I
Did
just
the, is that what
I
the
didn't
still look like, or
no,
did you
that's a
make it
still.
look like that?
No, that's still well, no, it was zooming in. So I
Oh, okay.
captured the still directly. That's why I tell
Oh,
people
nice.
the stills take me longer because I capture certain shots on purpose
Oh,
like that.
cool. Cool,
But
cool. Yeah,
like you're
great,
saying,
great job. Great
and
job.
like you're saying, in the first three Netflix shows, I mean, we everybody knows that Matt has a super hearing, but right now, this is the first time that I've never seen him use this in the first three seasons. Like not like this.
Not in this way. You do see
Yeah,
him do this in the movie, and especially the director's cut
yeah,
of the Ben Affleck movie. He did things where he would disengage from a conversation he might be actually
yeah.
in order to, I guess, eavesdrop would be the best word to use. Eavesdrop or listen into something else that's going on. So he does this here basically to try to figure out, Foggy's got something going on. What is it he's got going on? Foggy seems to be
And
dismayed. He's
yeah,
speaking to a client that he's been, sequestered at his apartment.
mm.
The client is obviously under the impression that he is in some sort of danger, which, we cut
But
away
then
to,
yeah.
good.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
see,
we
it,
cut away
okay,
to
then
Bullseye, and it, in
see,
fact,
right there. I'm like, who can we pick and who can possibly be opening up a door with a paper
right,
clip?
right. And in
And
case you're wondering, not only does he open up the door with a paperclip, but then he kills a bug against the
look at that
wall with a
fucking fly. I'm like, hey, I'm like, holy shit, we know who that is,
yeah.
dude. And also hint in, look, he's got gloves, and the gloves have a bullseye on them. Hmm,
Fantastic.
tell me.
This look he has isn't super comic book accurate. I don't know if you want to pull up the comic book again real quick and show the
Sure.
difference between
Yeah, of
this
course, right here.
and yeah. So it's not
Yeah,
super, he does the thing where he wears more of a bullseye-esque thing where
yeah,
the mouth and the face and the nose are free, but everything else is kind
yeah.
of this isn't this he's got kind of the reverse, where
Mm,
just his eyes, it's almost like a ski mask where it is bluish, kind of like dark
yeah.
hued blue, and he does have a bunch of bladed weapons and stuff strapped to himself. So that's pretty interesting.
Mm.
Also, the interesting thing about Bullseye is, yes, he can pick up anything and turn it into a weapon, but he has no problem using a gun at all.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's something that people tend to forget.
yeah, so Matt decides, hey, we should check on him, and maybe I need to go suit up. And then we get the reasoning, Foggy
So,
was like, I didn't want to give you an excuse to suit up.
yeah.
So
And also, there's been some time. Obviously, this is after the events of season three. So season three, Bullseye didn't die. Fisk was taken back in custody, but we're
yeah,
not sure. Has it been a year, 5 years? We don't know. But okay,
it's a
obviously,
little fast and loose with the timeline. It's
yeah. I
really
mean,
hard to say.
but he
All we
still
know
is
for
Daredevil.
sure, I think the only barometer we have is that we know it's after the events of Hawkeye, it's
Yes.
after the events of Echo, and it's after the events of Spider-Man No Way Home. We
Okay,
know
good
that.
point. Yeah, yeah. I think again, just I mean, say what they want, man. Some of these city shots are fucking great, man, and they keep
Yeah,
the
no, for
they keep
sure.
the dark, gritty tones and stuff. Now, some people could say some of the CG may seem a little dodgy, but also in the first season, Matt wasn't hopping on rooftops and using his whip and his grappling hook the way he was in
Yeah.
season two and season three. So I forgive a little bit
It's more
because
of a callback to the film, really.
yeah, but also that
It
suit, man, the fucking suit looks badass.
yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. But right there, I mean, yeah, some of the scenes where it's like, it's nighttime, he said he's zip lining around, and I'm like, well, I mean, he said he's still using a grappling hook, and Charlie Cox is using a grappling hook flying
Uh-huh.
around rooftops, so I can forgive some of the CGI, but yeah, it's not as it does seem a little bit, I would say, rushed. That I it didn't bug me, but I can see that criticism of it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But yeah, it's a Matt sprinting, and he's just whoosh, whipping around,
So
and
Daredevil, Matt Murdock thinks, okay, well, I'll go to Foggy's apartment where he sequestered the witness.
mhm,
But he does the thing again where he's listening, he's listening in on different conversations. Now they're not really clear on how he's, tuning in like a radio station, picking and choosing, which one or whatever. So we're not
yeah,
100%. It kind of seems to be just whatever the story needs it to be at any given time with that.
yeah,
But in any case, we do realize that Bullseye has tricked Matt into leaving Karen
dun dun
and
dun.
uh, Foggy unprotected, and has got a line on him, and he's got a sniper weapon. I can't really tell what this is. It almost looks like a long range pistol with a scope attached to it.
Could be, yeah,
I'm not sure because you only get a glimpse of it, and the lighting's not great. I mean, I guess we
yeah,
could probably look it up, but I can't. I for the life of me, I can't tell, and I don't even know if it's like
yeah.
a real weapon or something. But Matt realizes he's been
Jumps off,
duped.
yep,
Yep, and then
and
supposed
then
to head back
look at
to
that
the
shot, man.
yeah.
Fucking boom.
Woo!
Now, I
And
mean, I
then,
was shocked that Bulls didn't go for a headshot. Maybe he wanted to suffer. I'm like,
well, I mean, he's following you know, the best thing to do is you aim for the largest part of the body. So like if you're going for a chest shot at a long range, you'll aim for a button on that way you aim small, miss small. So if you aim
Yeah.
for the button on the chest, and you miss, you're only going to miss by a little bit. He does miss the primary pump because he doesn't shut him down immediately. He has what's called a sucking chest wound,
Mm.
which is where you get hit and it's clipped the lung.
Yeah.
You can hear it when he's down because you can hear like a wet rattle as
Yeah.
he's kind of breathing, and it's just basically you start blood starts filling up into your lungs and you can't
Yeah.
breathe.
Well, as I'm saying, with Bullseye being who he is, different snipers, I would say they may have made an error. Bullseye doesn't fuck up. I was like, I think he wants Foggy to suffer because Bullseye he could easily headshot him. It wouldn't be a question for him.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think we know that he could because then what follows is two cops
Exactly.
immediately come
Look at this
running
shit.
out to check. I assume that they're cops,
Yeah.
whoever they are, bar patrons.
Yeah.
They come out immediately and they both get double tapped in the head
Yep.
and dropped.
Of course,
Karen tries to do she tries to,
smoke grenade.
yeah, as it's been established in previous seasons with her, she
Little
does carry a
Karen.
firearm, and
Yep.
she's trying to go for it and grab her pistol.
Yep.
Bullseye's got the drop on her and toying with her a little bit, just in time for Daredevil to pretty much, well, I wouldn't say come in and save the day, but he definitely comes in and begins a melee with Bullseye, who has also in the interim he's thrown in a couple
Yeah.
tear gas grenades into the bar to create maximum level havoc.
I can tell you one thing, watching this fight in slow motion, even like details right there, Matt grabbed a gun out of his hand, but he already hit the chick right in the friggin' head with the fucking
Yeah,
knife. And the
that's
amount of
something that's
detail,
carried over from the
man,
comic. Bullseye loves to create as much chaos as possible. He will just, like, in the middle of a fight when he's fighting with somebody, he'll just randomly kill other people in order to cause as much chaos and destruction as he can.
yeah, and I'm loving the way the Matt's doing the spin flips and stuff, and but he just right there, and just small details like the fact that he's constantly taking fucking hits to the chest. I mean,
Yeah.
that's adrenaline rushing, but like Matt's taking damage. So right now, Bullseye has the fucking right now the edge so far, I think.
No pun intended.
But also,
What's your thoughts on the this like long extended cut where they, the two of them are going at it amidst the chaos of like the detectives trying to get everybody out of the bar? What's your thoughts there?
well, it's just because it's said Bullseye doing it on purpose, but also like the fact that I like that it's smoky because it's showcasing that Matt does have that advantage, but also Bullseye is just there to fucking just cause chaos, and the way it's filmed is just really cool. But also Matt is constantly he's not focusing so much on Bullseye because he's hearing Karen crying. He's also hearing, like you said, Foggy's like like
Yeah.
that the whole fucking time. So Matt's not fighting Bullseye because he can't said in up close. I always felt like even in season 3 up close, Matt does have the advantage, but from a distance, he's Bullseye. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
saying Bullseye can't fucking fight by any means, but I think Matt's still a little bit of a better fighter. But right now, Matt's not fighting him at his full capacity because he's distracted. His fucking best friend's dying and he's hearing it too.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
for sure.
Get him out of there, guys.
So a little bit more of the Cherry character, he's, they get as many of the people outside of the bar as possible, and then him and the partner re-enter with their guns drawn. There's some people hiding back here trying to stay out of the fight, but of course the fight gets brought to them.
And just small details where he would take fucking pool sticks, snap them in two, and fucking pale people. The way he grabs the fucking pool ball and decks that chick in the head, I'm like, God damn, that was awesome. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then
No,
right
yeah,
there,
Bullseye's a piece of shit.
I watch it. He grabbed fucking 2 pool balls at once, hit Matt with that, and this fucking chick here on the right, the freaking pool ball came down, ricocheted, and knocked right in the fucking head, and he threw him at the same time. Like, it's like, oh, damn.
Yeah, he's not a nice person at all.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
So we go to Daredevil's go-to, a stairwell. Definitely not a place that you want to be taking on Daredevil.
Yeah, it's never happened before in the first 3 seasons.
As it's been established. But, Bullseye holding his own. I like the fact that they take the time to show both of them having to like breathe, and they're getting hung up at varying degrees of exhaustion already. I mean, they've only been fighting for a couple minutes.
Oh yeah,
but it's a lot more grounded and realistic. Whereas, like, they're not just like,
they're not superhuman either.
It's not a Wolverine and Deadpool fight where they're starting in the morning and then ending like at midnight or something.
Yeah. Plus, it was a small detail because Matt knows he needs every advantage he can in this situation. Matt ricochets his fucking baton and knocks out the light above Bullseye, so it makes it pure darkness because in darkness, Matt does have the edge on his ass.
Yeah, and Bullseye's scoring he's scoring
Look at
more
that.
hits than misses, but it's not
Yeah,
really at that close range. It's not really penetrating Daredevil's armor that good. It's mostly just kind of like slowing Daredevil down.
yeah. I thought that was just said sick. Look, it's like all the fucking knives poking out of fucking Matt. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's it. It's like it's not
Well,
killing him,
I
but
would assume at this point his body armor's been upgraded. It's probably Kevlar base, so it's
yeah,
like
but he still
he's
got to
probably
feel
not
that.
he's probably not catching too much of that
Yeah,
puncture. But I mean, it's still the impact from it is probably
definitely. Yeah,
he's probably getting cut up somewhat, and you can see that Bullseye has placed these bladed weapons all over his body. He's got like 3 on his right leg, 3 on his left
Jesus.
thigh, 3 on his back, 4 on his
Yeah,
chest. You know, he's like, so he's pulling them out of like everywhere.
yeah. And again,
So,
too,
which is also not
mm,
100% comic accurate because in the comic book, he usually only carries like 1 or 2 weapons, and then he just grabs stuff around and just starts using like whatever's, which this one does too, but he also
mm.
doesn't mind using the stuff that he has on him. So
Yeah. So yeah, Matt follows him up, and then like he jumps in midair. Matt just knocks him away midair, and just I like the fact he just got him down. He's just fucking swilling on his ass. Like,
yeah,
damn, dude. And but they're both tired as fuck. And right there, Matt pulls out one of the fucking knives of his chest and hits Bullseye right in the back with it. And it's like, and as Matt does, he doesn't kill. He didn't kill in all 3 seasons because Bullseye, he could kill him. He catches him. He catches
yeah.
him, pulls him back, and then right there, and you hear like everyone's like, "Hey, look, they're fighting on the roof," and yep, they're just he's just fucking just whacking him right in the fucking face, man. And what happened right there? And you know what? And I'll say this, man, before we finish the rest of the episode, the music in this fucking episode for me was 10 out of 10. Like every scene, like
Okay.
every scene, you can feel the music. The music sets a tone. Like as Foggy, I'm like, you know what? They're not going to kill Foggy. He's an important character. He's gonna live. It's not that bad. And nah, it's like, and the music is setting a tone
Nope.
of like what's coming. And yeah, that's it. And like, because and Matt said Matt's hearing it, and just Matt's hearing Karen crying, and he hears, and of course with his super hearing the heartbeat slow was fucking cool. Just the second time watching it, haunting, dum dum, and then dum dum, and then yeah, he fucking dies. Of course, Matt's like, why? And just all he does, man, he just laughs in his fucking face. I'm like, you piece of shit. He didn't give Matt an answer, nothing. He just laughed at him.
Nope.
And Matt right there, Matt fucking just tosses his ass off the fucking building, which
Yeah, like a big sack of potatoes. He just
I'm
hits
like,
the pavement.
John Wick, whatever. Okay, one, two, three, four. You know what, man? It's not even comic book though. People have falling off of 10-story buildings and fucking walked up and got away. I'm like, there's no way in hell this fall. Had he land on his neck, maybe, but
Well,
like
so
this
now
fall,
right, but now isn't it canon that he's got like the titanium
that
skeleton
too.
though?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's double. But I mean, it is possible. People do fall off rooftops and fucking live and get back up. I mean, it's weird. It doesn't happen often, but you know what? We're also in superhero world, boys and girls. So, and like you said, boom, piece lands right there. And oh my god, and like they start doing like the was it the slow zoom into Bullseye's face, and then at the last second opens up his eye, and like he's still alive.
Yeah.
But yeah, Matt takes off his helmet, and of course, yeah, Cherry's like Matt, and Matt just friggin' look at that shit. To zoom in, just the whole the one eye opens up, he's still alive. Yeah, but again, Charlie Cox, man, was fucking balling. Man, Foggy is dead.
Yeah.
Like shit,
He's selling it. And this is the
definitely.
first 10 minutes of Daredevil
I had
born
to ask
again.
you, is this maybe me reading too much into this? You notice how the horn is broken? Is
Uh-huh.
mirror like it does that look like a D to you?
Definitely. Yeah, it's supposed to look
Okay.
like a D. Yeah,
So I
for
mean,
sure.
I thought maybe just I'm just like reading in too much into a broken
No,
horn.
no, 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 no. You're 100%
Yeah.
right.
So Matt
Yeah.
Matt throws it away and dun dun dun. That's it. We have a new opening. It's very similar to the Netflix music. They do keep parts of it, but they add their own spin on it. And it's no not the this is season 4. This is not Netflix anymore. This is Daredevil Born Again. Brand new opening. So dun dun dun. Yeah. So and this was the first 20 minutes of the episode. So that's a lot to unpack in 20 fucking minutes, man.
Yeah, no, it tells you right away. So, Disney did not water it down. I mean, at least according to this.
And so far, like you said, what Bullseye was doing, I mean, and they had no problem saying fuck. They have no problem killing off a main character for most part. So
Yeah.
good on that. So first 20 minutes, I'm fine. I'm sold. I'm watching this with my kid. I'm like, okay, guys, all right, let's go.
What did your kid say?
Oh, he loved it. Yeah, that's like he's like, Dad, this is great. So yeah, but anybody that was had their negativity and they were worried about it, like we'll see. Yeah, Matt is just they show us 1 year later. Listen to music.
So Matt's
And
got a better apartment.
definitely.
We're gonna find out later that he's no longer doing the Daredevil what do you call it, vigilante thing.
Mm,
He's got
well
pretty nice
dressed.
digs. He's basically just been focusing on lawyer stuff, and he spends at least this part of what we see. He spends his time walking around with, Foggy's funeral notice in his pocket.
All umbrella too. Yeah. With
So,
yeah.
and then it's juxtaposed against our other main
Dun dun
character,
dun. Again, the
the
music,
Kingpin.
man, dump and like playing. Like, you can. I just love how meticulous the way he eats too. Everything's got to be a certain way. The fucking forks and spoons and just it's right there. Course vocalizing the choir in the background. Such a tonal shift, and now we have the Kingpin and upside down and yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio looking like a fucking boss, man. Just that man can dress. Holy shit! Look at the suits.
Notice how he has the chance to grab dark suits or his, trademark white one, and he
Yeah.
goes with a gray one in
Mm.
order to kind of give the impression that he's somewhere in the middle of where he has been
Real
before.
wow. That's I didn't fucking good. Wow, I didn't pick that up at all. That's
Yeah,
pretty
because
cool.
look, the ones on
Yes.
the right are black, varying degrees of black.
Yeah.
Then he's got the trademark white one, and then in front of the white one, the one he hesitates, he grabs the gray one.
Wow, good call. Yeah,
Like,
nice painting. So now we get to I got these guys, Sunset Park, the New York accent, and divide up the five families in Red Hook and shit in the business empire. And but we have Vanessa. She's back, and I'm like, good man. This actress was awesome. I love Vanessa.
is
Such a
she the same actress that played Vanessa in the earlier seasons?
yeah. I mean,
Oh,
it's been 10 years, so
yeah, facts. But she's not only talking; she's also talking to the tracksuit mafia
yeah.
guys that
Hmm.
made an appearance in the
Don't be little
Hawkeye show.
boys. And yeah, she puts down Red Hook is exempt from any taxes and payments, but she's been running the empire. But yep, their investments in $7 million just this month alone. And okay, Vanessa, she's been running the Kingpin's empire, which at the end of season 3 in Echo, he wouldn't have been around, so it would make sense that she would be running the empire. I'm fine with that. I mean, that's like the whole point of his character arc in the third season.
Yeah, it's also comic book accurate. Anytime in the comic book when Fisk is either trying to go straight or at least appear that he's going straight, or he gets sent away in prison, yada yada yada. Any of those times, Vanessa takes over the business.
Yeah,
So
and dare I say, in season 3, I think Vanessa she becomes just as fucking ruthless as he does. Vanessa's a beast. People like there's a reason
I
she's by the thing.
think I think the end of season 1 had her. Wasn't she the one at the end of season 1 when Kingpin was arrested because of the stuff that Matt and his team uncovered?
Mhm.
Isn't she the one that sends a Merc team after him to kill the cops and get him released?
Yeah, it's been I have to rewatch, but I'm pretty sure, yeah. But we definitely see like she just starts doing things in season 1. She's not in season 2 and season 3, yeah, but she does do a lot of hardcore stuff. So that's we have to rewatch at some point. But yeah, she's definitely she's Vanessa. But yeah, and of course the shutter doors open. He just sits there and he walks in. I'm not sure if you noticed this, what the point, but for some reason him doing this, I'm not sure what that means. If he's like is something he's sick or just anxious, but he's messing with his fingers for some weird
Uh,
reason.
it might be an affectation that he has because he's anxious, but I'm not sure.
That's what I'm wondering. I hope they're not like giving a kingpin Alzheimer's or some shit or whatever Down syndrome. I don't know. It's
Nah.
a weird thing. But yeah, she tells him like Wilson, you left the bed I sat behind for months while you recovered, and I guess this does tie into Echo because he was after season 3. He's been through some shit. But yeah, you walk into the five families, they disperse, and just the whole you kept them in line. They respect you, and just every time he fucking talks, man, I love D'Onofrio, like just the way he says his enunciations. But good line, man. Look at protection makes people scared. Profit makes them loyal.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like it.
And did you notice this as well? Something about because the lighting. Look at the. I'm reading into it. There's like a halo around his fucking head.
I think you could read it. I think you could read that into it. I didn't catch that, so good catch on that. I did
So I'm
not
like,
catch that.
yeah, because the way the lighting, there's lights above there, and I'm like, and they do it twice. They show reflections. So I'm like, but also what I love about the Kingpin in every season is that he's a cliche of Kingpin doesn't think he's the bad guy. He thinks that he's doing what's right for New York City. Kingpin in his mind, he is the good guy, and Matt and Punisher are the fucking bad guys.
Yeah.
If you want to read into it, but and like Wilson, how long are you back for? And Vanessa, as long as you'll have me. Okay. And but Wilson, he's like, I was broken. He's like, shattered. But two things shown upon him. Number one, his undying love for you, which he does love Vanessa. I mean, shit, watch the goddamn first 3 seasons. Vanessa is his whole world. But also what we could do for this city. And that was even in season 1, man. He wants to heal this city. I mean, in his own fucked up way, but still. But yep. So he wants to become mayor, and he goes, everything I do can't be perceived as illegal. And guess what? I made this business bulletproof. And he goes, good. There can't be no gray area. And he got his 25,000 signatures to become mayor. All right, man. And see, they showed again right there. That fucking halo. It's time, Vanessa. Now we have this new thing called the BB report, and anybody knows in season 1, Ben Ulrich, boy, Ben had to get it.
Yeah, you'd have to remember back to that. He was the main reporter trying to expose the Kingpin, and of course the Kingpin can't have that, so he decided to pay him a little visit, and it did not go well for Ben Urich.
Whenever you and me get a chance to watch, one of my favorite scenes was like, Mr. Wills, he's like, I've been threatened before, and Mr. Ulrich, I'm not here to threaten you.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm here to kill you, and just fucking chokes the shit out of him. But they're asking people, BB, I guess is her, well, we don't know yet, but she's related to Ben, and asking word on the street what's going on, and like, how do you feel about New York? And New York sucks, man. Daredevil's been gone for over a year, and crime has fucking gone way up. And this guy right here, you can't even go with your family there in New York and stuff, and people get mugged on the street all the time. And we get Matt. So Matt and Karen, as right now, they shut down obviously Foggy, Karen, and Matt's practice. He has a new partner and a new firm he's working for. He made his own firm. Murdoch and something hot black chick.
For the longest for a little bit here, believe it or not, I actually thought this actress was the same. Not him. This actress was the same actress from Homecoming, Spider-Man Homecoming, the one that Peter originally had a crush on. But then I like Googled her and saw that she's like 40 something. So I was like, okay, well that's probably not possible. But I was a little confused at this. I was like, did they pull a hat trick and bring her in to do something else? But no, that's not the case. This is, however, eagle-eyed viewers realize this is the other attorney that Foggy was flirting with unsuccessfully at the beginning of the episode. And she's a corporate lawyer who decided to, go in with Matt, and they run their own show now.
Yeah. Now the partners. So now we get the court scene. There he is, just looking like a fucking, I don't know, man. Something about the actor and the way he looks, just like.
So most people,
damn.
Obviously, an incident happens, and you'll have somebody that'll sit in jail for a while, and before they're sentenced and go to prison, there's going to be a little while. So it's been about a year. So that's pretty close to what he would probably be sitting around in the county jail waiting to be sentenced. And I don't know I don't know if this is like a thing, or it's just for exposition wise, or to show us where Matt is at in his head. But I don't think that they allow one of the lawyers and witnesses, whatever, I don't know how he's presenting himself. I don't know that they would just allow him to just sit there and give detailed testimony without being asked any questions before Bullseye sentence. Maybe they made a special exemption to do that, but that's not really a thing that happens to my knowledge.
Yeah, we'll play fast and loose with the actual legalities of it. But Matt gives his speech about Bullseye and Foggy's dead and justice being served. But Karen, of course, here's Karen. She walks in, and we no matter what Bullseye, no matter what this guy gets sentenced, doesn't matter. Foggy's dead and won't be served again because we never get to see him. And of course, he calls Poindexter a violent and disturbed man. I'm sure you probably noticed this little detail coming up where Bullseye sits up, and like the way they have. Well, first she asks him, before we sentence you, Mr. Poindexter, anything you got to say? Nothing. Which I was also curious too, because in season 3, he knows Matt's Daredevil. So I was actually
but I think I think what he suffered, I believe he's got amnesia.
Okay,
to a certain degree, maybe. I think.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure yet, but I'm not sure. I said, because the thing is, but he went after Foggy on purpose. I figured he went after Foggy to torture Matt because he knows Matt's Daredevil. I'm not sure yet, but I mean that's what I thought. So, but he's got nothing to say. And look right there. I love the fact that they put fucking mittens on him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they have to.
Exactly. It's just small details, and a wise man once says that details matter. But to put mittens on that fucker. You don't want his hands loose. But yeah, 11 counts of murder because he did kill some cops too. There were cops in that bar.
Oh yeah.
First degree, but life in prison without sentence, without possibility of parole. Which I'm like, yeah, again, you better put the son of a bitch in a very special prison cell because who he is and what he is.
Yeah,
And
for
I
sure.
did like right there too. Again, it's Charlie Cox. Charlie Cox just like was shaking and shit and rageful. Like, yeah, he's getting life in prison, but Foggy's still dead, man. And Karen's all crying. And yeah, so Karen, she moved to San Francisco. Will she be back in this series? I'm not sure. And some people said they would say like, well, they took Karen out of the show. I mean, this is a different phase of Matt's life. His best friend has just been killed, and you have to add drama to the show. You can, so taking Karen out of the equation with Foggy, I understand what they're going for. But yeah,
Yeah, no, facts.
they have a
Facts.
little talk, and it's just she's not happy. But what do you want me to do? We didn't talk for a while, left messages, and she basically asked him like, are you still being Daredevil? And no, he's like, I'm just done being Daredevil. And this too, Born Again, and Matt, even in season 3, but like it's not a new trope for superheroes. Matt just doesn't want to be Daredevil no more. Happens all the fucking time in the comics. It's not this is something new. But let the system handle itself, which is bullshit. But Karen, give me 5 minutes, and Matt, I found this. Here, you might want it. The little broken horn. All right. Matt's out here cooking, making himself a nice little meal, and
I
all of a
like
sudden,
the little detail that he's cooking in the dark, because why wouldn't he?
again, yeah, man, I'm surprised you. It's just I'm glad you catch things like that. Where why would he have the fucking lights on for him? Like all these small details. Yeah. Well, he hears the TV in the background. Good evening. I'm Wilson Fisk, and guess what? The city's no longer safe for decent people because I'm one of them. But yep, I'm gonna fix our city by being the mayor. And Matt's burning his meat and shit. And oh, great, Wilson's back. Of course, you get the infamous big head. But yeah, they mentioned Diana Montoya. I'm not sure if that's Easter egg or not, but that's brought up there. But yeah, his candidacy, he's got his usual PR people for his candidacy. Yeah,
I
look
think
at it.
it's interesting that they've got not only this young Gen Z kid, but the Gen Z kid that's Gandolfini's son, giving him the whole. I mean, they didn't go too overboard with it, but it
Yeah,
is pretty cringy the way yeah, man, I thought you were dope. Oh man,
yep.
I'm so stoked to be
Stoked.
on
Yep.
this. And just, God bless him, D'Onofrio just kind
Yeah,
of gives him the same look that any Gen X would give a Gen Z. Be like, okay,
yeah.
cool.
He says
You
that
know,
I'm impressed with your enthusiasm, but why would you vote for me for? He's like, yeah, because you get shit done. You know what I mean? People like that. Yep. But let's see. Oh yeah, so Matt's back with McDuffie here. It's the last name. He's got some more cases, and as Matt's doing, he's walking the streets and just in people. And this is I like the friggin' how realistic this is, man, because this is New York for you, man. He's hearing people.
is it? I don't see as much poop on the sidewalk as I
Not
did
sure.
on
Well,
Daredevil.
there's just some disbelief there, but but it's how people would act though, because Matt's walking, sharing stuff. Have to have people like, yeah, freaking Fisk is awesome. We love Fisk, and have to people like, fuck Fisk, he's a piece of shit, and that's how New Yorkers are, man. Why would anyone vote for Fisk? He's a crook, but I love him. The guy's awesome. But his
See, how did you read this when this first? So he's meeting with the therapist chick.
yes,
I thought that the partner was trying to get Matt to go to therapy, and
mm,
that's why she set this up as like a potential meet a client thing and kind of
mm,
catfished him. That's how I
yeah.
read it. And then I get corrected, and it's like she's trying to make a love connection happen. Did you see it that way, or did you think she was trying to get Matt to like talk to a therapist?
Oh no, like I definitely got that too. Like she's just trying to get him laid. That's all it was. Because I don't think because she doesn't know about Daredevil. That's why. So she doesn't know him that well. She just
Well, no,
knows that.
she doesn't know that he's Daredevil, but she knows that Matt's messed up because of Foggy. So I just thought she
Yeah.
was trying to get a I thought she was trying to get him to see a therapist, because this chick's not very hot. So I hate to be a jerk, but like it's definitely a step down
Goddamn.
from some of the chicks that he's messed around with before.
Look,
Elektra,
she's no lecturer. Okay, come
Karen,
on.
huh?
I said, yeah, she's no lecturer. Come on.
Yeah,
But
she's not Elektra. She's not even
look,
Karen Hot. She's not even the nurse Hot that is in all of the Defender shows, and she dates like
Rosario. Again,
Rosario
there's
Dawson. Yeah,
only
she's
one
no
Rosario
Rosario
Dawson.
Dawson. This chick is kind of mid. I mean, I guess she's a step up from She-Hulk.
Yeah.
So I mean, whatever that's
Yeah.
worth.
Still like one of the lines in the previous seasons where Foggy, he's like, "Damn, Matt, you date all these hot chicks," and Matt's like, "How do you know they're all hot?" He goes, "I'm not sure that, how do you know they're all hot?" He's like, "That's what bothers me. You're blind. You still know they're hot." Son of a bitch. Yeah, she doesn't date lawyers because all they do is argue. He's like, "Yeah, fair enough," but of course he gets mad. It's kind of a sweeping generalization, but okay, sorry. It's been a one hell of a week, Kirsten. But let's have coffee. I did like, small things. He notices her accent. What do you mean? He's like, "Yeah, you work to shorten the A's and the O's, but you know that the accent's still there." Hell's Kitchen. Yeah, don't really go there much anymore. But he does get in her face, man. That shit wasn't funny. That's inappropriate, unethical, kind of creepy if I'm honest. But Matt, I'm just, you need a little something something in your life. So does she. So you need to get laid. She needs to get laid. We're all adults here. Okay. But and he calls so Jerry, he retired, but he's working for Matt as a friend. Well, of course he knows Matt's Daredevil from the previous scenes. But as he says, half the cops they hate Fisk, half the cops love Fisk, and that's politics for you, I guess.
Yeah, so this is the cop that we saw from the beginning. So,
Mm,
two things going on here at once. One, the obvious that Matt has brought him into his firm,
mm,
probably under the, ostentatiousness of like, uh, let's I'm gonna put you on the payroll. You're loyal to me. You don't say nothing about what you saw that night. But also because, you have a firm, most firms want to have at least one house detective. And it's usually someone who's
yeah,
ex-military or ex-law enforcement. So, they
makes
tend to,
sense.
it's the same reason why I try to drift towards uh uh, law firms, where I put my business, because it goes well together. They can send them on process serving, they can send them to look into people, and it's just because they can't always rely on the cops to do the things they need them to do. So they have,
Yeah,
he's basically a variation on the Jessica Jones character
mm,
from the Jessica Jones show.
yeah. Well, because of course Matt's looking into Fisk, and he says that every dollar clean, which Vanessa told Fisk that everything is clean, looks clean. I've mastered that, so she's an investment sorceress. But yeah, it's Vanessa. But of course
Yeah, because
Matt's.
there's no way New York would have a dirty politician.
Oh yeah, of course not. Yeah, it's. But Matt's even saying, he's like, man, he's like, Fisk sounds sincere. He's like, what do you mean? What do you mean, Matt? He's like, would you believe that? He goes, no, no, no. He's like, I know who he is, but he sounds like he actually wants to save the city. But I like that line. Well, if the city elects him, then I guess the city gets the mayor that they deserve. Which, yeah, that's New York for you. But he tells him, let us go. It's not our job anymore. And he's right, not our job anymore.
What's sad is that if Wilson Fisk, the kingpin, did become the mayor of New York, he'd actually be a step up.
Yeah, compared to the shit I'm going with in 2025, I totally agree with that. But yeah, again, people on the street, man. Would you vote for Fisk? No, I wouldn't vote for Fisk. He's an animal. Yeah, this like politicians, criminal, they're all the same. Of course, I heard he crushed a guy's head with the car door in season one. He's like, I actually want
Look
to
at
see
this
that.
beaut. Look at this beaut over here.
I want to fucking see that there, man crushing a man's skull with a fucking door. But yeah, and of course you got Fisk just like selling it, man. I myself have endured vigilante violence, Matt just listening, I do agree, Mr. Fisk. And he's like, yeah, you propose registering the vigilantes. I don't want vigilantes at all. But that's like making a grocery list of cancer. Damn, dude. He's really against vigilantes. And we get the scene right here, man. Fucking well done, where he's walking he's walking out looking, and what happens? He sees Matt, and he's like, yeah, it's been some time, hasn't it? And bam, scene right there, these two. And again with the music, dude, he's like, Matt's like, hey, listen, I want to talk. We gotta have a little chit chat. Matt just walks away in slow motion. Fisk is looking at him, and they're playing the music. And arguably the best scene maybe is these two fucking old nemesis, arch enemies, in a diner, just having a cup of coffee.
You
And
think this is a better scene than the bullseye fight scene?
well, I mean, in terms of like, I mean, that's a great choreography fight scene, just like, but this is really good. This is just showing these two actors. These two actors, this is the fourth season that they've been together, and just these two, they're both so good with their roles, and I mean, both these actors are really shining, man, in this scene. But did you notice too? My kid's like, Dad, he goes, Vincent seems a little bit slimmer. I'm like, well, he is getting older. He doesn't seem as fat, but I like Matt saying that. He's like, yeah, your step is lighter. You've lost some weight and gained some more muscle. But he tells him, he's like, Murdoch. I'm not going to spar with you. And okay, I wasn't asking you to, but yeah, it wasn't entirely unpleasant to see you again, Murdoch. And just they're just going back and forth, man. And this is, you probably noticed as well. Well, you didn't watch Echo, but there's a small reference to Echo. So they, like as you said earlier, before when we're recording, that they do have to make some references to the MCU. But this is the only reference to Echo. He tried, Matt, do you have kids? I don't have kids. I don't either. I tried to mentor somebody, but didn't she try to shoot you in the face? And then, of course, you see Fisk just starts laughing. So, yeah, Echo tried to kill Fisk, and let's just never show her talk about her again. But we'll just do a small reference to the MCU. So, yes, Echo exists, but fuck that show.
Yeah, I mean, and it's also the fact that, we've got, obviously, if they're in that interconnected universe, which, I could take, I could take it or leave it. I'm kind of two minds about it. On the one hand, I don't care nothing about no Echo show or She-Hulk show,
Mm,
but I don't mind the Hawkeye show. So if that comes up, then that's something. But if they're gonna interconnect the universes and he's gonna bring up like Spider-Man, for instance, or whatever, then I'm okay with it. And if it means that we get the Defenders back again, although I can't say that I'm really a fan of Iron Fist, but if we get to have the
mm,
Defenders back again and the Punisher, then yeah, man, I'm all for it. I don't have a
yeah,
problem with this exposition. You got to admit it's done a hell of a lot better than freaking Multiverse of Madness. You're with a Spider-Man, a man spider? Well, I'm
oh,
not sure if he's a Spider-Man per se. He
Christ.
he does shoot webs out of his butt. No. Wait, I
It's
don't
so
know.
funny.
Maybe. I mean, dude,
Yeah.
cringe. This is actually just kind of,
Mm.
it's not exactly the Robert De Niro Al Pacino scene from Heat,
Well,
but it's not bad either. There's a lot of
yeah,
things going on in this scene. They take enough time to give us some necessary exposition. They're kind of sizing each other up a little bit.
definitely. Yes.
You're made some money, you're doing well,
So
so
did
have
you.
you.
Yeah.
You look like, you've lost some weight, you packed on some muscle, yada yada yada. I mean, both a lot of unsaid stuff. Obviously we've had many
Yeah.
different brawls, and we've had this. You
Mm,
notice that Matt is drinking coffee to kind of stimulate, and you see that Kingpin is drinking tea to kind of be chill.
yeah. But and good dialogue here because he's like, well, you tried to kill me a few times. He was, I could say the same. He goes, no, no. And which is true. Matt never, especially in one of the best scenes in season 3, because Kingpin's like, just end it. Matt's like, you think I don't fucking want to? And he's like, I never tried to kill you. I incarcerated you. Yes, but I never tried to kill you because Matt, that is his code being a Catholic. He didn't try
Yeah.
to kill Kingpin. It's like, but yeah. Bottom line is that part of my life is over. And just the whole, well, tragedy can transform a man. But he says, your partner. I had nothing to do with his death. I kept that promise. Okay. And Matt
Do
just
we
has to take,
believe him on that?
I don't know. Because Kingpin he's like, he still has, always feel like Kingpin has a code of honor. Like he's still like, he's ruthless, but just, it's that whole criminal code where it's like, you know, um, what's it like the fact he knows Matt's Daredevil, but at any time period, he could have told the world that Matt's Daredevil. He chose not to. But yeah, at the end, going through my own stuff. I'm a new man. And he goes, why can't I just not shake the feeling that, you're giving the system? And oh well. But Kingpin is right though. Things aren't good out there. Can't you see that? Matt knows it too. Things are not good. But I'm here to make New York a better future. And just the whole like, hey man, vigilante is a loaded word, but the parlance of our time. And Matt just stopped doing it because I was causing damage. Like, yeah, I was told you tried to kill Point Bullseye that night. And I mean, I wonder if he did try to kill him or just he knew he'd live. Like, it's hard to tell, but I mean, he did stop being Daredevil after he threw Bullseye off a fucking building. Yeah, the whole like the whole evil bad guy talk where it's hard to come to terms with our violent nature. And Matt, just being a Catholic, says, yeah, I'm a Catholic. I believe in new beginnings, retribution. Okay, if you're new man, sure, but also I was believed to raise being retribution, but I like the whole like you like being on the rooftop with Dex, didn't you? You liked how it felt. Yeah, because Matt does kind of like it. But being a vigilante, giving no quarter, dispensing justice.
I'll
Like,
also point out really quickly that in the comic, um Daredevil and Bullseye fight. They fight multiple times, but the
yeah,
time in which the big watershed moment of Bullseye breaking his back happens because he does go off a roof. but it does it of his own. He does it trying to kill Daredevil, and he goes off the roof. Daredevil doesn't do that to him. He basically does it to himself
Yeah.
more than anything else. But both in the movie and the TV show, Daredevil's pretty much the cause of it.
Yeah. Well, he tells him, man, just stay in your own lane. But of course, when I'm mayor, I'm not going to tolerate people running around in silly costumes. He's like, you go back to your old activities, there will be consequences. Then, well, then it appears we really do understand each other. That's it.
And Matt's like, I don't want to do that shit anyways, yo.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get with this middle-aged chick.
She probably smells good.
Huh.
But now, they're walking. Wilson Fisk has now officially been the 112th mayor of New York City. Matt just like, oh shit. And Matt, how'd you know that?
Yeah.
He's like,
I like how he's not even hiding his superpowers. He's like, I just heard him say it in this bar where the door's closed.
I just
My
have
super hearing.
I have really good. I have really good hearing. That's all. It's lawyer hearing.
I'm a really good lawyer.
Exactly. Yeah. Just like
I'm
for
a really
sport.
good lawyer.
You guys, any history of there, Matt? He goes, yeah. Underneath it all, he's a monster. But hey, look, and everybody's having a good time. Vanessa looks over, and Vanessa just gives him the toast, and he looks at her and like, all right. Apparently, Vanessa was doing things outside, their marriage, but
because of course she was.
I mean, to be fair, again, he was going for a long time, and a woman's got needs. She's pretty attractive,
and women are like monkeys. They don't let go one branch without grabbing onto another one.
Mm-hmm. But of course, I know about Adam and Vanessa, and she goes, just don't kill him. Now, I mean, depends how you look at it. I don't. The days of the internet, man, 2025. I don't consider this is a kingpin being cucked. It's just like, hey, look, he loves his wife, and he fucked up. He was gone for a while. I mean, she wanted to get laid, dude. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Yeah, but of course, now the Matt's walking with her, and just everyone's cheering, "Hey, Fisk, you won! Hell yeah!" And it's New York, and woo, there's a new mayor. And Matt's like, "Oh shit, man!" But then the whole like, "I promise you, I'll live up to the hope as being a mayor, a safer New York, and a better New York." And she's like, "Matt, you can't carry the weight of the city on your shoulders." And he gets his little kiss, and just gonna go upstairs. But Kingpin's like, "I love New York." And look at the murals right there of the Kingpin. Yay. But I love this. The final shot, man. Matt's walking, and people are pumping into him. He's just sitting there walking through the streets, and Kingpin's on a rooftop looking down, and just something about Matt looking up and Kingpin looking down. And as the music's fucking playing, it's just so badass. And look right there, looking down at him. At the end, you just see like just the way they're staring at each other from a fucking distance.
Yeah,
I thought that was a really great ending scene for episode 1. So. But before we get to episode 2, I mean, so overall, man, did you like this episode? I mean,
solid episode.
Solid episode. Yeah. I have no fucking problems. I think they're off to a great start, and it's definitely, as some people would say, the best thing Disney Plus has done so far, which is a pretty goddamn low bar. But regardless, I'm happy with episode 1 of Daredevil. I think, I mean, we're back. So I don't know, people, some people, as you know, we're toxic people on the internet want to complain on Twitter and blah blah, but we're not one of them, and I have no problems with that first episode. I'm really, really happy with it.
Yeah,
So,
no, it was good.
Yeah.
Good opening with
Yeah.
Bullseye. Good fight. I think enough shown of Bullseye in order to establish that he's still extremely dangerous and that he's still a threat lurking around. At any given moment he might come in and stab a motherfucker. He's always running around. He's Daredevil's number one nemesis.
What happens when you stab people? Things, stuff like this.
To him? Yes.
Right.
And I stabbed him 37 times in the chest. Oh, that kills people. Oh.
Oh, Bullseye. What have you done?
Yep. So that was episode 1 was called the whole the title was friggin' a half hour in heaven and going to hell and whatnot. Episode 2 is called Optics. And we start off with the man himself, the Kingpin. And obviously we're going to episode 2 because you and me don't have time to make multiple videos. We just have to go into this shit. Plus they aired both episodes. Yeah, Kingpin is just.
I mean, we could. It's up to you.
Oh no, just get him out the way. Plus, it's gonna be 1 episode a week anyway. So
okay.
He did mention Vanessa in his opening speech that Vanessa and I we offer our deepest regards. And okay, but he's right. The city's in shambles, crime and poverty, a feeling of uneasiness. My God, this is. Oh, this hits me. It hits home so hard for me right now. Seeing this fucking this speech. But New Yorkers are tough. We can take care of ourselves. Of course, we don't need a gun-toting vigilante who wears a skull on his chest. I wonder who that could be.
I don't know. Sounds pretty badass though.
Yeah. Or a man who dresses in a spider outfit, or a man, hopefully not a woman with her two friends that got, freaking bitten the fucking Amazon by spiders. Definitely no Madam Web references. Christ. Let's see.
You serious?
It never gets old. Fucking Madam Web. Anyway, or a guy who wears devil horns to save us. No, we need ourselves. And of course, people, Matt's listening to people on the street. He's like, here, that guy, we fucking love him. Kingpin's off, awesome. And so this guy's walking it's in the subway because, of course, New York City subways are known to be very safe for most pedestrians. But he sees this guy, sees two guys beating the shit out of somebody. What are you doing, man? He can't save himself, and you're whooping his ass. They get into a fight, and right here, doosh, 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 one guy fucking trips over the guy on the ground until they're beating, and poof, he's gone. The fucking train just fucking smacks him. Instant death right there. I'm like, okay. Guy pulls out a fucking badge and a gun. NYPD don't move, and I'm like, oh shit, that's
I
not
like
good.
that the TV show shows you that even in fictional world of New York, if you try to do something heroic on the subway, you're going to get arrested.
Yeah, that's why I like to show people. They think is this some kind of political message? No, this is pick up the New York Times or hop on the New York Post right now on your Twitter account. This is realistic New York for you. I think
Facts.
my only criticism is like this was very obvious green screen right there. That was
Yeah,
it.
no,
So,
it was. Yeah, it's
yeah.
bad.
So it's some of it. I mean, it still would have been cool to have him just going this when an actual train subway car going behind him, but that's whatever. Yeah, opening yet again for Daredevil. Okay, Born Again, episode 2. All right, and see BB, she's back in the street talking to people and just Daredevil. Haven't heard Daredevil in a long fucking time. That guy's out of here, that asshole. Fuck Daredevil. Look, I don't miss him. He's a fucking clown. Screw that guy. Yeah, this guy was like vigilantes. They do help us out, but they're also kind of whiny about it. I know, man. These vigilantes and their powers and the Uncle Ben dying and shit. But so Kingpin's doing his mayor duties and just going through his whatever his number one. I'm not sure what you call this woman that helps him out. His whatever mayor secretary.
I think she's like his political advisor, maybe, or I don't know if she has an official name,
Yeah.
but she's basically like his Ray Donovan, his fixer.
Yeah. So well, they're talking about the desk and stuff and whatever LaGuardia. I did notice small things. When did he get into a fight? Because that's you don't show up.
I guess I kind of took it. I guess I kind of took that as like unless they're going to show us something that he did later in a flashback. I think I took that as did he maybe like get angry at what happened with Vanessa and punch a wall or something?
Possibly, yeah. It's hard to tell right now.
Unless the lover is dead and she just doesn't know yet.
Yeah,
and
beat him
to death. And like we're gonna find out about it later. Because I think didn't he when he crushed the skull of the Russian guy in the first season, didn't that happen? They found him dead, and then later we saw what actually happened with him. I can't remember because it was like obviously 10 years ago. God, man, I can't believe it was 10 years ago.
Jesus Christ, yeah. Yeah, so I mean, his dad didn't expect much people except LaGuardia, but tenacity and yeah, him he was the mayor, he built this city. Okay. Well, yeah.
He built this city.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Well, she basically says the first few days are critical, optics are gonna matter, and let's be honest, some people hate you. Yeah, he's used to that, But she also mentions Vanessa. Like, where's Vanessa? You mentioned Vanessa, but what's going on with that? But he goes, yeah, she's being resistant to being part of the narrative. He just says that young people like that, but older people, some older voters don't care about this. They care about it. They're upset, and he's like, well, my marriage kind of sucks. I got to fix my marriage, but give me some leeway. All right. Matt, being a lawyer, and they're inside of the police station. Another case pops up, but here's some punches going on, and the cops are freaking trying to get a confession out of this guy, beating the shit out of the dude here, the suspect, which again, people could say corruption and the NYPD. This stuff happens probably every fucking day, but you're gonna sign a confession. Matt walks in. This guy Hector, poor Hector, he got his ass kicked, and Matt like, what's going on? Who cares? He goes, I care. It matters to me. But basically, Hector's saying he can't afford a defense attorney. He's the one that they're framing him because they're saying that he killed the cop, pushed the cop in front of the train, and he didn't. But it's like good luck proving it. Once, of course, New York City and the NYPD, once you label a cop killer, boy, that ain't good.
No, that's not good.
Yeah. So Matt just tells him that, hey, I'm gonna help you. They never said there were cops. It was, I was trying to do the fucking right thing, man. That's it. And all right, cool. I didn't kill anybody. Matt does do his radar detector, his super hearing that he's telling the truth, but also lying at the same time, which is funny. So it's like he's hiding something, but he's also being honest. He didn't kill the guy on purpose, and it was, something that was an accident. But
I mean, that's valid.
Yeah. So let's see. Oh, we knew I can't afford you. Don't worry about it. I got you, buddy. He's like, hey, yeah, you're blind? Yep, I'm blind. Now, let's see. So his number two right there. They're going through a car ride. Of course, said this guy's like, you know what? The boroughs are your base. Talk about the boroughs. The city is broken. I said I'd fix it. And she's basically saying that the first 100 days, you just sit around and do nothing all day. It's all about optics. It's all we care about. You can't do much in the first 100 days. And well, Fisk doesn't, he wants to get some shit done. So like he's saying, your advice to the new mayor is do nothing for 100 fucking days. And boy, New York City truck and traffic, and boy, it's Lord Toxic. I don't care where you're from. Don't you love the political red tape and fucking permits and this and that? A hole this size will take these guys 6 months to fucking get fixed. That's just how city work is, and it's so goddamn annoying. But
I think we all have the same reaction when we're dealing with shit like this, especially those of us who have to travel a lot for work. I know you do a little bit more than me, but believe it or not, even out here in Kansas City and stuff, I've got to travel pretty far distances. And when you see stuff like this that causes back to back traffic, well, there's really only one reaction.
Yep.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Yeah. It happens all the fuck time. It's like, hey, like we're taking, even in my spot in New York, it's just, hey, we have to get one.
We got to talk to the boss about getting another thing to talk to this guy.
Commits and this guy here and stuff too. It's like it's been 6 months. You got fucking.
We don't do concrete. We got to get a guy that does concrete to take care of it.
You're so right. Oh yeah. But Fisk's like, the foreman. Where the hell's the damn foreman? I said, oh yeah, I want you to fill that hole and do that. But there's so much red tape and this and that too. And he goes, there's leases and this and that. And he goes, oh fuck it, man. And Kingpin tells him, I'm the red tape. It's been verified. And you got to fill that hole. All right. He's like, yeah. And optics, it's not rocket science. It's filling a goddamn hole. Everyone's like, look, I'm here getting it done. Everyone's like, yeah, Kingpin. All right, we're doing it. Somebody's doing something for a fucking change. But that's what you mean by optics, man. Solid homework,
optics to me, man. I mean, I don't know.
Still this guy Gandolfini's guy there. Solid homework there, filling in that hole. It's all about that hole. Like you're kind of overselling it there, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Matt, Cherry and his partner not that happy. Sent you for a friggin' DWI, come out with the cop killing. He basically breaks down the fact that, he says he's innocent, but of course he's labeled a cop killer. Cherry knows like, yeah, that's gonna be hard to beat this fucking case, man. On top of Matt's already backed on cases as it is, but Matt, he believes him. Simple as that. So, but something doesn't track about his story. And of course, the press being what they are, Mr. Murdoch, why represent a cop killer for Mr. Murdoch? And he's like, well, hey, I believe the guy's innocent, man. And of course, Mayor Fisk is now, Mayor Fisk is watching this very closely. So basically, Matt, anything you do, Fisk is watching you pretty goddamn close. They get to the courtroom, nothing but fucking cops, because cops, the NYPD, man, back the blue. They support their own. And yeah, here's guys in the background with super hearing. That's the asshole killed my partner right there. But he goes, dude, is your wife here? Nah, my wife's not here. That sucks. But of course, it's the Hawk. Who's the Hawk? This guy, friggin' Hector, or sorry, Ocean or some shit. They say his name. And so of course, Matt, what's he do? He goes for motions. He he wants to go for bail. They're like, nah, fuck it. You're not getting bail. You're a cop killer. Bail's denied.
I mean, to be fair, yeah. Even though the arguments are fairly valid, he's a decorated, Army veteran. Dude, you killed a cop. You're not getting bail. I mean, that's just not going to happen.
Yeah. Everyone's looking at him like, what are you, fucking stupid? Yep. So they walk. So yeah, he's getting brownie points here. The friggin' Gandolfini's kid, this chick BB, he goes, I'm covering my ass, so post stuff with her phone. And I kind of embellished a little bit. I'm not, I'm buddy with the kingpin or the mayor, but not really. And you got 5 minutes. So what does she do? He likes her. He says your coverage of my campaign was spot on. and she wants to get some information about the Kingpin, like, kind of BB, is that short for something? Beatrice Betty. Oh, it reminds me of somebody. It reminds me, it's my name after Ben Ulrich, and yeah, he was a good journalist. I definitely didn't murder in season 1 with my fucking bare hands. It's like, yeah.
Ben Urich, huh? You don't say.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I remember Ben. Where do I know that name from?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I think he was gonna do a piece on me, and I went to go talk
There we
to
go.
him.
Here's poor Ben. No, Ben, no. No, it was
It was
actually
actually a little. Did he? I think doesn't he like smash his face in between his hands?
No. He chokes him to death. As we said, that's what I love that scene because he goes, Mr. Fisk, I've been threatened before, and Mr. Urich, I'm not here to threaten you. I'm here to kill you. And he gets up and he starts fucking going like this. He's like, he's tagging us with his bare hands. It's just, I love that scene. Just him murdering him with his bare hands. But yeah. So mentioning the police commissioner Gallo, and he's going to resign, and just he's a celebrated police commissioner. But bottom line is, boy, the police force is already woefully understaffed, and just vigilantes picking up the slack. He hates vigilantes. If you lose a cop, you lose a city, which she's not wrong. It's NYC for you. But of course, she does mention Vanessa, and just like we don't talk about Vanessa, just don't worry about that. And you've had your 5 minutes, get out. But I do like he says that right here. He goes, I have a feeling that this young woman is used to being underestimated. We can use that. Yeah, we're back to said the therapist here, right? She's writing a book, and has a social media. She's a doctor. Okay, Dr. Glenn, need help, and I'll help you out, boy. Don't worry.
What's your thoughts on this guy here? What is the deal with the creepy guy?
The creepy guy, I think it's just a creepy guy. I just like, going to a doctor. It could be wrong, could be lead up to something. I just took it as like some guy's just like, hey, I just need help, doctor. Okay, I'm a therapist. I'll help you out, because that's a small distraction to right here, because this is Wilson Fisk, his right hand man for some reason, and of course, boy, Fisk is damn sure keeping tabs on Matt, because he knows Matt's dating this chick already. That's the point. So that's why he's here for.
So you think he's sent by the Kingpin?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I mean, why else would this guy be visiting Matt's girlfriend for?
I didn't know if they were going to introduce something else going on. I'm not really sure.
I mean, I'm just guessing. Now, I could be wrong, but they're doing like the NYPD salute and stuff. For a second, I thought it might be John Bernthal, because it's not spoilers.
I thought that too.
Thank you, Steve. And
I thought we were going to get Bernthal a little early. Mine
spoilers. Well, if you follow social media for the fucking past year, Bernthal is going to be in the season. It's already confirmed, so we're not spoiling nothing. He's in this season.
In the trailer. He's been in the trailer.
Oh yeah, I can see some people, you spoiling, you fucks. Like he's in the goddamn trailer.
And even if we were, tough shit.
Yeah.
You watch this video and we said spoilers. I'm assuming Blue Collar is probably going to put spoilers on the title when he posts this. So and we've posted spoilers like 3 times. So cry me a river.
But could be because for a second, but maybe later on will be. But yeah, just the way he looked down, it looks like we could be. It was just kind of funny how wide they showed.
The trailer clip I saw with Bernthal has him with a beard though. So
but maybe he shaved. But I'm just saying, it was kind of weird how they showed this one. Why out of the whole police force, he showed one lone cop going like this for? That's why I was telling myself that. I wonder if that is fucking Punisher on doing it on purpose. But we'll see. But yeah, so Fisk shows up. He's talking to the police commissioner, and boy, this guy does not like Fisk at all. But
no,
it's a classy move. They're turning up to a police funeral after it's ended. I didn't want to distract from the ceremony, Commissioner. He's like, yeah. I wonder how it feels for a guy like you to come to a place like this. Are you even capable of feeling guilt or remorse? No, because I keep forgetting that you tell me that term all the time. Sociopath and psychopath. What the fuck's the difference? That one can't feel guilt.
A psychopath doesn't feel any. He only knows how to pretend. A sociopath is just someone that's they don't feel emotions the same way that people. They can still have feelings about certain things, and but maybe that's been burnt off of them. A psychopath is like Hannibal Lecter. Sociopath is like the Punisher.
All right, so Kingpin's a sociopath then, right?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But Kingpin makes no sense to me. But he's a.
I would say okay. So in this context, so like the Kingpin would be a sociopath, and Bullseye is definitely a psychopath.
Okay. All right. Good. Yeah, but he goes, "How are we gonna fix this issue?" He's like, Mayor Vance was the mayor of New York in 1874. He served for 1 month. It's my personal mission to make sure that your term is shorter than his. Shit. I see right through you, Fisk, you piece of shit. He's like, damn, you're not married to the city, you're a whiny kid. A monster trying to rewrite his legacy. Once a thug, always a thug. Damn, dude. See you around, Kingpin. It's like, well, Kingpin is smart because right there he could have just, killed you and he chose not to.
Yeah.
Now, so Matt, his two cohorts there, they go see
What's your thoughts on this B story here? The whole Tiger Fist or whatever he is.
Yeah, well, that's what we're leading into. I mean, I'm not sure because again, like, I know comics, but I'm not sure how much this character.
I don't know anything about this character, so I don't know either.
Yeah, they have to go see his wife. There's a reason. Basically, his they're saying like your husband's a cop killer. We have to help out, and does my husband have a chance? My husband's been acting differently, like for some reason. We're not sure what's going on, but as being a good a good private eye and a good person, like you said, with Matt needing a guy like this, ex cop, as she's talking to her, getting some information, he's snooping around and he looks through like this guy's his bedroom, and he's not the man I married. But what does Cherry find? Oh no, go look at that. It's a white outfit with a tiger medallion. I wonder who that is.
Oh no, not my secret stash in a regular drawer in my house.
It's like, gee, it's a white tiger, Captain Obvious. So of course, yeah, Matt's back with his girlfriend or whatever. But then Cherry's like, guess what I found right there. So yeah, he shows White Tiger on his phone and looks at Hector and you fucking idiot, really? You're White Tiger? Why didn't you tell me? In all fairness, Matt, I mean, do you go around and tell people you're Daredevil? It's like,
yeah.
Now, again, I'm not sure because he says that he wasn't in his suit wearing his amulet. This is the world still of comics. I'm not sure if this amulet gives me any kind of superpowers. I don't know much about this character.
I believe we're supposed to have to understand that
Yeah, it probably makes him stronger, faster, who knows, whatever. But basically Matt just says that, well, right there, someone's got to protect the streets because it's not like Daredevil's around anymore. And of course, he's telling Daredevil He's telling the Daredevil, no, you're here to do anything, dude. But Matt says to him, you know what then? If I can find this shit out, best believe the DA can as well. But he goes, let him go ahead. Let him. The people need a hero. Yeah, Matt, people need a hero because we all can't quit. Matt. But he says to him, I the only way I can win this case is if I know every way I can lose it. All right. So you're sorry, should have told you. But it's like, man, you seem kind of beat up, dude. Rikers is no picnic. I mean, yeah, you're a cop killer, man. Guards and inmates alike. Plus, he's probably put some guys in there. Yeah, this scene, I don't know, man. I like this scene so fucking much because the commissioner comes in and tells Fisk, hey, I'm gonna resign. Boy, he's just eating and having a good time, sitting there at the desk and wearing his bib. Yep, resign my post tonight. And well, guess what? I can't help out with the transition. You're gonna need help with the cops, though. A lot of new cops. Oh, but before you go, just one thing. This way, Kingpin just whips it out. Aren't you from Philadelphia originally? Yeah. He's like, man, cheesesteaks are great in Philadelphia, and they are. He's like, yeah, but there's that's your favorite, Geno's. I found the best one right outside the city, and D'Angelo's in King of Prussia. He looks down, and it's funny how like Kingpin just slyly too. He pulls away the fucking sub and sees a picture right there of a diner. Huh? Oh, you found something? Let's see. Jesus. You whore. But yeah, so hey buddy, I have a picture here, hint hint, something going on. But he goes, I have some compromises to propose. He's like, yeah, the cops getting pay raises, no paid overtime and stuff. And he's like, yeah, overtime minimums and shit, none. And his expanded cadet class, not gonna happen. He goes, yeah. He's like, you know what then? What do you say, Commissioner? Do we have a deal? You want to stay on? And like, you know what then? I'll stay. I was like, man, Kingpin, all he did was show a fucking picture to this guy. He's got him by the balls. Like, this fucking damn. Well played, sir. And he goes, yeah. Any man can be swayed by a single piece of paper. He also says that sandwich was disgusting. It's like, he's eating that nasty shit. Sandwich disgusting. All right. So, yeah. So Matt's telling the judge and the other lawyer that, basically Hector has a history of being a white tiger, no bearing on the case. And yeah, do you agree with this assessment? I mean, just he's basically trying to tell the judge that, you can't bring up him being White Tiger during the court case, right? Unless I read that wrong.
No, I think it's accurate. I mean, I think it's accurate in so much that that's something that he would use because I think he specifically says something like, we have to keep the case focused on what he did on this day. So
True.
you
Yeah.
can't bring up like that other stuff unless it lends itself to that. He wasn't
Yeah.
there acting as a vigilante. He was there. He just randomly saw some dude that looked like he
Yep.
was in need of help, and these cops did not identify themselves as cops. So they have to keep the
Yeah.
argument focused. So that sounds like a pretty straight up legal argument
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah. He says the people are directed not to discuss or introduce any evidence about his life as a white tiger. But also, damn, Matt, you're kind of also outed. Well, that's right. You're outing him as white tiger, but he wants you to. So he wants people to know he's white tiger. Like, all right, man. I mean, bold move. We'll see. But yeah, I just right there. Jails revolving doors now. Police officers have their hands tied. Boy, that's so 2025. Goddamn right. But nobody's held accountable. Goddamn right. I'm sick and tired of being afraid. That's mostly New Yorkers. Yeah. So basically, this entire investigation has come down to the guy that lived, the guy that Hector saved. They can't find this guy. He's a key witness, and he needs him to find him. But he goes more dangerous. He just tells Matt basically, it's like, I like the fact that you're Matt now. You're not Daredevil. You've been a better version of yourself the past year. But he goes, dude, Cherry, I know he's telling the truth, man. He's like, but yeah, it doesn't matter if you can't prove it, though. But I like this version of you, Matt. But you just a guy in a normal suit doing some good.
All right, so real quick, because I do have to wrap this up, but I will say I don't like this. I don't like this trope of shows, and Daredevil does it a lot, of the whole let me do other stuff. Spider-Man 2 kind of did it too, where it's just like you know, I I'm better without being a superhero. The regular version of me is better. And this guy had been like, oh yeah, you'd be a lot better without the the superhero. Like, no, he wouldn't. That's him. You're not. There's nothing you could do better than be a superhero. What are you talking about? I mean, at least with Spider-Man 2, it's because it was kind of wrecking Peter's life.
Yeah.
And then when he stopped being in that, he was doing better at school. He was, was getting to get back in MJ's pants and watch her show.
Yeah.
And things like that. So he was, he's not getting in trouble at work anymore, yada yada yada. But the whole trope of you're doing a lot better, that's not true at all. Like, there's not much you're doing better than being a freaking superhero in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So to say anything different is really, it's disingenuous, and it's a trope that happens a lot. Like, dude, you're gonna tell me that, okay, yeah, he's a lawyer, but I mean, if you say you were Spider-Man and I was Punisher, and you think that you'd be better off working on the buses and Uber and stuff like that than being Spider-Man, or I would be better doing security jobs at stadiums instead of shooting bad guys and stuff. Like, come on, that's dumb. That's a dumb trope. I don't like. That's maybe my only real flaw within these two episodes. But I'll stop crying. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, and of course, Matt just walks by church. He just hears a choir and stuff. Some people online are bitching about he's not being in church as much. It's 2 fucking episodes in, guys. Watch the first few seasons. He hasn't spent every goddamn episode in church. Calm down. Jesus Christ, man.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. So Matt's doing his super hearing. He's following somebody, telling somebody. He almost gets hit by a taxi, which is so not like Matt, but he's distracted. And following this person right here. I forgot who this guy is. Well, it's one of the cops. That's right. One of the cops that was the cop that fucking accused the Hector there of killing. So Matt's just waiting it out, and says she gets a phone call. She tells Matt, "Hey, I arranged out tonight for dinner because I got a new client. Let's see, we appreciate your discretion." So, I mean, so Kingpin, this guy, it's just weird that Kingpin is coming to therapy now with Vanessa, but it's just funny how he picked out of all therapists why the therapist that Matt's dating, but Dr. Glenn. So we have, Vanessa and Kingpin going to couples counseling, which is okay. I mean, the man wants to save his marriage. So she says that, they've been through a lot in the past couple of years, basically, after assaulted by vigilante. That could be season 3 of Daredevil, or it could be Echo, either way.
Or both.
Yeah, definitely. So he couldn't stay in touch with Vanessa. He was gone for a while. And let's see, things have never been more profitable. She said she did miss Wilson a lot. She did miss her husband. She had to get some side dick, but
yeah.
And she looks at him and just like, well, he returns. I'm not sure how I feel about that. And of course, And why are you here for therapy for? She's like, I don't feel like we have a choice. I'm like, damn, Vanessa. But he does love Vanessa. He says right there, I don't want to lose my wife. And that's really, really true to him. I want to hope that Vanessa is going to be true to Wilson, but I don't see it's like any kind of weakness. He loves Vanessa a lot. Watch the first 3 fucking seasons. Matt was sleeping out basically. He wakes up and he hears over the phone with a super hearing that, hey, the cops, they found out where the witness is and they're about to kill him. So he tells Cherry, get over there. He's knocking on the fucking door because he hears, it's number 30. Hey, I'm Matt Murdock, I'm a lawyer. And basically, dude, like, listen, the cops, they're coming here to fucking kill you. So poor Nikki. Nikki's like, how do you know? I know, you idiot. But he's like, you're the only thing stopping from getting consecutive life sentences. But like, he's like, I can't go against the cops. He's like, they're going to kill me. Well, they're already here to kill you. So time to get the fuck out of here, son. And let's see, 60 seconds. Yep, NYPD, they freaking, Matt unlocks the door for them. They bust in. You're the lawyer. Yeah, I am. And Matt's really smiling and stuff, just saying like, yeah, he's out of here, guys. Go fuck yourselves. I'm not sure what that is, why that's there for. Toxic. I mean, Matt would notice it. Obviously, you can't see it, but I'm not sure what that detail is. Why he's got the Punisher skull on his fucking. I'm not sure if that's going to lead to something later on. Yeah,
I don't know.
It's a weird detail, but he's again visually impaired. I'd love to help, and he started basically beating the shit out of fucking Matt. And Matt is waiting and stuff. Starts fucking bleeding, drops some fucking blood, and just hey, we can't kill this guy as a lawyer. We'll kill the lawyer. What do they do? Matt's begging, don't do this. I don't want to. Matt hasn't fought in a year, but like, I don't want to. Puts a fucking gun right against his head and like, yeah, all right. Shit's about to get real. Now it's time to fuck these two up. And man, you can just hear when Matt hits him, the way the bone crunches, you can see the fucking blood coming through his sleeve. Like shit, man. And of course, he whoops these guys' asses, doesn't even fucking try. Right here. Fuck.
That's like, all right. I guess I gotta do some bone breaking.
Yeah. I love the way he bashes this guy's head against the refrigerator twice. Dish, dish.
Yeah,
And this upcoming scene, I'm not sure if this guy's dead or not. Matt picks a scalp, he drops him against the ground. The way this guy's head hits the floor and you hear a big cracking, I'm like, if he doesn't have a broken neck, he's never walking for the rest of his life. But
yeah, no, he's definitely going to be shitting in a bag for the rest of his life. So
yeah, I'm not sure if he's dead. If Matt accidentally killed the guy, because Matt's big on not killing, but like, yeah, boy, you're towing one there, son. And what you do, Matt, just like out of breath, glasses are cracked and just freaking, and that's the end of the episode. And
yeah, so overall,
episode 2, some people are saying a little bit slower. Obviously, you only have one mini fight scene, but again, watching the first 3 seasons, guys, not every episode has a half hour of action. But yeah, overall, before you head out, because I know we're always busy. But anything to say about episode 2?
It's slower, but at the same time, I'm happy with it overall. I'm excited to see where it's going.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going to be doing a show probably tomorrow, since I have an unexpected meeting with a client tonight. And I am going to probably be talking about the 3 shows that I've been waiting on besides this. And I'm not happy. So like that's why I'm reserving judgment on this to see where we go, because the other ones I'm not liking the direction. I think they've all kind of fallen off. I'm trying not to be a Mr. Grumpy Pants, like I said on Outcast Creative yesterday, but I can't really hold my tongue much more. So I hope I'm wrong. But as you know, very famously, in 2024 beginning, I believe it was, I gave True Detective season 4 a chance when a lot of other people didn't, because I don't do that birthday clown shit where I just say I hate everything, everything's woke. But I did give it a chance, and it looked like it might be something that was good, and then it wound up being a piece of dog shit. And it did that. The term is called sunken cost fallacy, where you've put so much effort into a thing, in this regards being like a TV show, that you're like, well, now I have to see it through. Well, I don't hold to that anymore. I famously, this past year I was streaming with Nadia on her channel, and we were reviewing From. And as you know, I was a big fan of that for the longest time, but I have now given that up on that officially. And I'm like, fuck that show, dude. No, I'm not doing anymore. So I don't think Daredevil's going to veer off into that territory. I mean, I guess, we'll have to just wait and see. It's certainly possible, but the other three shows that I'm, known to watch, Yellow Jackets, 1923, and yes, Reacher, their latest outings is really not blowing my skirt up.
Yeah.
Not when they have other quality stuff that's out right now for me to invest my time in my review. And I'm also aware that us as reviewers, it changes the way in which you see stuff. It's harder to just enjoy stuff. You're a little more even-handed than I am. I tend to get a little bit more technical, especially if it has anything to do with, military or something like that. But at the same time, I feel like it's got to be said. So right now, this moment in time, as of the ending of episode 2, season 4, Born Again, whatever you want to call it, I'm pretty happy. But
Yes.
again, I'm kind of shell shocked, and I'm kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Yeah, I mean, I
So
think it's realistically understandable where a lot of people say fuck Disney Plus, fuck the MCU, but also I'm not going to automatically shit on something just because of previous TV shows and movies. And yeah, if this would have came out a year after season 3, people wouldn't bat an eye. And I get it, people are just so pissed off about the whole brand. But I even say a lot of people like Skeleton Crew. Problem is Star Wars fucked up their brand so much people didn't care
no
about Skeleton.
facts.
People didn't
Yeah,
care
no
about Skeleton
facts.
Crew. Same
And
thing. So
then, people don't remember, but there was also other missteps too. There was, Defenders didn't do good.
Neither
And
was
then,
Iron Fist both
Iron
seasons.
Fist
Jessica
didn't do
Jones
good.
season 2 and 3 weren't good. I mean,
Jessica Jones 2 and 3 was not good.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't horrible,
No.
but they weren't great. And then Iron Fist is pretty well known to be the black sheep of that
Yeah.
little Defenders group. The only one that
Yeah.
stayed consistently good was Daredevil.
Hmm.
So, that's and listen, that happens. You try to do these, they're not all going to be winners, but we've had
No.
so much stinkers that
Yeah.
it's really hard to, we're kind of just I think a lot of us are in this camp, aren't we? Where
Yeah.
we're waiting for that other shoe to drop. Like what if it does a wokey? What if it does a subversion of expectations that's not good? And again, what we are seeing now, correct me if I'm wrong, with Daredevil, what we're seeing now, is this not a complete overhaul? Like, didn't you say that this was originally conceptually something completely different than what it is that we are watching now, that like they started it over from scratch? Isn't that true?
Yeah, because initially, because the way he was acting inside She-Hulk, they wanted to basically have She-Hulk have a cameo in this show, and also this basically be a Daredevil version of She-Hulk. They wanted this to be a comedy, which, because everybody knows when you're reading Daredevil and Karen's addicted to heroin, becoming a prostitute, we think comedy. So yes, it was supposed to be like the whole. And if you notice that we're only 2 episodes in, we saw no jokes, none of the what they call that MCU humor, MCU quips and stuff. You don't see like any like Fisk is laughing when Matt just said, "Didn't she try to shoot you in the face?" But it wasn't a traditional like we're getting sick and tired
No,
of.
I'm okay with all of that. It's just, it's so. If this is a course correction and they realize the mistakes that they made, I'm okay with that. But again, but I mean, that's all I have to say on the subject. Thank you for doing this with me.
No, thanks
I
for
look forward to. I hope
helping.
I hope the quality stays up.
Yeah.
Tag me in it. For anyone who wants to jump over to my channel tomorrow, I will be talking about those 3 shows that are kind of, dry fucking me a little bit. I'm working on an audiobook version of Slapdash, and I will be with Eclectic Goat sometime this week to talk about Shutter Island on my show.
Yeah, well, it said overall, guys, yes, I am liking these past 2 episodes. Is it as good as the Netflix show? I wouldn't say it's that good, but it's also pretty fucking good. And damn sure so far since Marvel took over and everything's been on Disney Plus. This is, other people have said it. I would say this is the best Disney Plus superhero show they've made.
Yeah, no, facts.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Thanks,
play
buddy.
the outro and we'll see you next time.
I have to add it later, but yeah. So we'll see it.
Okay.
All right, there, guys.